Good evening and welcome to BackChat. I'm your host, Tima Madima. We're gonna try again. Internet connection is not that good at the moment. I am in Venda, so I know it's my fault. But welcome to each and every one of you. We're gonna go live again with Alyssa Conley. We're gonna try again. Hopefully this time around it's much better. Maybe just wave at me if you can hear me properly, so that I know that the connection is much better. The number one jumper from Vimpi now. Welcome to you guys. I am Timbinkosi. Loch. Welcome to you. Welcome everybody. We're gonna go live with Alyssa Conley in a bit. Hopefully time around it's gonna be better. Please, Lord. But I hope everybody's doing well. Good evening and welcome to BackChat. Alyssa?
Is that better?
I don't know, I'm nervous. I don't even know what to do with this. It's one of those, sometimes the internet is just so horrible you can't do nothing.
Nah, I hear you. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Let's try again.
Let's try again. So I'm gonna have to do the introduction again because I want to have it in this recording, and then we're gonna take it from there again.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody who's joined in. I see you guys. You see it even better now. There's more people who have logged in now, so it's a better time. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining. We've got Alyssa Conley with us in the building. I'm gonna do an introduction, and then we're gonna take it from there. You can still hear me and see me. Just give me a thumbs up. You still hear me, right?
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
I was reading comments. Sorry.
Oh, the beast herself. We miss you so much. So very true. But yeah, it is.
I miss everyone as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, with us this evening is Alyssa Connolly. She is the African Championships 4x100 meter gold medalist, African Championships 200 meter silver medalist. She is the African Under 20 Championships 200 meter gold medalist, African Under 20 Championships 100 meter silver medalist, three times SA 100 meter champion, 2 times SA 200 meter champion, and she is an Olympian in the 100 and 200 meter. Ladies and gentlemen, AC Spitster, Alyssa Conley.
Thank you, Tim. That was good. But listen, wasn't I 3 times 200 meter champ as well?
I don't know.
I'm joking.
I double F. I don't know. This is what they showed me. They showed me 2.
I'm joking.
Is it 3?
I don't know. I know that the 200 was more of my race than the 100, so I'm surprised I've done better in the 100 than the 200.
I was also surprised when I saw that. I was like, what? Yeah, because like the 200 was always like your main event, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so, yeah. Sorry about that if I missed it. But
no, just a joke, no problem.
I will have showed me this. All right, so obviously we've gotten to the name AC Speedster. You've told us there was an upgrade on your childhood nickname of Speedy, which your sister named or called you, right?
Yeah.
Super duper. All right, we were playing the game. We're gonna have to do that again because you were on like 9 or so, and then we froze. So let's pick it up from there again. Coming to
Got
you.
it.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Headphones, iPod, DP, Disprin, a lot of Disprin, cataflams or anti-inflammatories, towel for warm-up, resistance bands, pair of spikes, obviously, extra clothing in case I ice bath, probably a protein bar or fruit for a snack post-training. Foam rollers, those little balls as well that we roll on. EMS machine, extra spikes in case I need to change my spikes. That wasn't too bad.
15. Phew, that's not bad at all, huh? 15. That puts you at top 3.
It's good. Good to hear that. I like being in the top. But my bag was always heavy. Whenever I go to track, the guys are like, Alyssa, what is in this bag? So I know that there was much more that I stuffed in there, but it's been a while.
Yeah, the ladies' bags sound like they've got more stuff. I mean, Nolene Conrad was at 17. Nicole Lowe had 18. All the guys are like 12, 4.
Ladies always have to carry extra baggage, right? It's the life we live.
Yeah, no comment, but yeah. It's Women's Month, you know. I don't want to get in trouble for being chauvinistic or anything like that, you know. So
Yeah,
let's start with
yeah.
that. Obviously, in South Africa, yesterday was Women's Day,
Hmm.
but it's also Women's Month. Like what message do you have for the women? I think it's very important that we get this message across. To each and every single lady, young lady, woman, in South Africa. What message would you have for them?
Yeah. I think like just don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to be you. Firstly, don't be afraid to go after what you want. A lot of times,
Yes.
females out there feel so inferior, and they don't go for what they want because maybe it's a male-dominated industry. Maybe they don't feel that they have the ability to get to the top or to achieve the dream that they have. So my
Yeah.
my message to ladies out there: believe in yourself. You're strong, you're powerful, you can do it, but you have to believe that you can do it in order for you to achieve it. So yeah, go for what you want. The world's your oyster.
Come on,
Come
absolutely.
on.
Come on, yeah. I like that. I really do think like women are like superhumans, and it's exactly that. The women just need to know how to tap into their God-given gift, and
Yeah,
the end of the day, the sky's the limit. There's no limitations to anybody. So yeah, I agree fully.
100%. Just believe in yourself. I mean, I always say, what the mouth speaks, the mind believes, and the body achieves. So always speak success of your life. Always speak positivity of your life. Your mind will believe it, and your body will follow. So yeah, just believe.
Absolutely. I want to do some welcomes and shout outs. You're getting me excited already. We haven't even started, but yeah. You're speaking my language. Adrian Aldridge, welcome. Kicks the high jumper. Edwin Sisepi, well done and welcome, guys. Tejo, we got Heinrich James, Beatrice Lebuchang, a lot of people. I saw Cornell Fredrickson here. King B in the building. Enrico Brain
The king bee.
The king is in the house. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm not gonna get to everybody, but I know there's so many more people that are gonna log in and out as we're going. But yeah, I appreciate it. All right, let's get into the next question. So very simple. I want us to go to the beginning. When did you know like you could sprint? When did you know you had some gas in your legs?
A kid, so my mom can testify for
Can you hear
this.
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Are we back? Are we back?
We good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So yeah, let's take it to the beginning. Where did it start?
I think I realized I had some speed in me when I think my mom can testify for this. She's probably watching. When she used to chase me up and down the street because I refused to eat my food and wash my hair. So I would run away from her all the time, and she would never be able to catch me. So she eventually just gave up. Yeah, and obviously my first race at primary school. I went to school in Riverlea, Wilhelmina Hoskins, and I raced over there, and the teachers were like, "Whoa, she's got some speed." And I think from there, my parents saw the talent in me, and they invested in my talent and found me a coach, etc. And that's when the dream started.
Wow, I mean it's yeah, we weren't allowed to run from our parents because yeah, that just doubles the punishment. If you run, you better not run.
Yeah, no, she eventually got me, and the punishment was bad, but I still took my chances. I still ran.
I think that's the way. You need to always take your chances. I mean,
Always.
it's cool because so obviously was athletics the only sport you
No, I
played?
played different.
Are we back?
Are you back?
You say you played different kinds?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Cool. So I played all kinds of sports in primary school. I loved the men's sports a lot, the boys' sports. I loved cricket. That was one of my favorite sports. Then I played netball, badminton. I did cross country. I did a bit of swimming, even though I hate water. Yeah, so I played quite a few different types of sports. I hated losing, so I would try out everything just so I could kind of like be in the forefront and try and win. I tried my hand at table tennis. I tried volleyball. I mean, I wasn't the greatest at everything, but I kind of like just faked my way through it. But yeah, so I played a lot of sport.
Wow, yo, badminton.
That's actually my favorite sport, to be honest, is badminton.
Wow. I
Yeah,
would
I love
never have guessed. I would have never in a million. If you had like, if there was like a multiple choice and badminton was in there, I was gonna say like least a sport you would have played, you know?
I'm surprising like that.
Okay, so obviously now you've discovered that you can run. You go to primary school, you start running there as well. I've known you from like youth days, junior days. Like I've known of you, I've seen you running the 100 and 200 and so on. And already then, you already had this like this demeanor or energy where you look like, this is my home ground. I'm here to dominate.
Mhm.
So obviously, as a youth athlete, you go to nationals. Your first nationals. Let's talk about that. As a under 18 athlete, what's going through your mind and how does it go?
So I started running when I was very young. I think my first provincial meet was probably when I was 6 years old. Um, and then obviously I did nationals right through primary school, right through high school. And you run against the same girls, kind of. There's only one or two girls who get added every year. So you know your
Yeah.
competition, you know who you're going to race. So by the time I got to my youth age, I always knew, who I'm racing, what I'm doing. And by then, I already was to get better. So I mean, it was just like you said, it was my home ground. I felt like the model on the track. You know what I mean? When models are walking the runway and everybody is just like looking at them, and that's what I felt like on the track. I just felt like it's home, and I knew that this is where my heart is and where I perform the best. And there's no greater feeling than putting all the hours of training in, working really hard, and then on race day you just kill it. So yeah, it was amazing.
Wow. I mean, I think it's exactly that. It's exactly that. What I thought when I saw you is what you're actually telling me. So it's good to put the two together. And then, so at what point did you realize, listen, um, I can actually make a living out of this. I can actually turn pro. I can become a
Mhm.
professional athlete. I mean, I think it's a big jump from being a youth athlete. You also went away for a few years after your junior years. I know you had
Yeah.
a few injury challenges and so on, and then you came back again as a senior. When you came back, what is going on in your mind when you come back? What had changed, and why did you decide to come back even?
Yeah, so moving through the ranks from school athletics to youth athletics to junior athletics, I always thought like this was my profession, this is what I was gonna do. But then obviously before 2012 Olympics, I got a bad hip injury and I had to go for a hip operation. And I think I was out of athletics for about 4 years because
Sure.
I was just in a really bad space because I never made it, and that's what I always wanted. And I started working for Nike, the company, and I worked with amazing athletes like Casta Semenya and Mapaseka, and all those
Yeah.
athletes that were signed with Nike. And I realized that I want to give it another try. I want
Yeah.
to be on the other side. I don't just want to be um, working for a brand and being amongst these athletes, but I want to be the athlete. So I decided in 2015 that I'm going to give it one more shot, and I'm going to try out for the 2016 Olympics. And I just put in everything. I worked super hard 365 days, which is the amount of days in a year. And I worked super hard throughout 2015, and I gave it my all.
Yeah. So I always like it's like they say dreams come true, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's like to realize it, I think it's one thing
Mm-hmm.
to say it and we've all heard it, but like, so
Yeah.
you're putting in the work. 2016, the season comes, national championships. I mean, 2016 was an amazing year for you.
Yeah, it was nice.
Big year. So you come into 2016. At what point, there's a time in the season where wait a minute, I'm actually on track to achieve one of my biggest dreams. At what point did you know that? Was it like beginning of the year, or at what point?
So actually, I think I went into 2016 with absolutely no pressure. I didn't think about Olympics. I didn't think about, running PBs or being the national champion. I just wanted to get back on the track and race again. So I think my first race in 2016 was probably in January at the UJ Stadium, and I literally ran the qualification for the 200 meters in my first race back.
Wow.
And it was, I didn't even know. I ran the race, there was a lot of thoughts going through my mind. Can I still run? How am I going to do this? What if my body doesn't move when the gun goes off? What if I fall out of the blocks? I was thinking about a lot of irrelevant things, but I was just like, just go out, have fun, and run the best race that you can run. And I went down and I ran it, and I think I broke 23 seconds. I was 22 something. Yeah. And I remember walking up to the stands, and my mom was like, "Why are you slowing down? What's wrong with you? You can run so much faster." She was just giving it to me. And one of my teammates or someone walked past and was like, "Do you know that you just ran the qualification time?" And I'm like,
"Wow."
And yeah, so it was really surprising. And every race after that race, I managed to hit the qualification time again, and I managed to run faster and faster. I think 2016 was the year of PBs for me. Every race I ran faster. So it was absolutely amazing. All of the hard work paid off in preparation for the Olympics. It was also a hard year though, because obviously I wasn't on the European circuit. Everybody forgot about me. No one knew that I existed in track and field. So I had to work really hard to make myself relevant in the European circuit to get races. So I ran a lot of races in 2016. I think I raced probably from January right through to Olympics, which was very taxing as well.
I think, you hear it a lot. Like even when I was speaking to LJ Fanseo, like he said, one of the years where he ran, I think he opened also with like a 47.6, on the hurdles, and he was like world lead for pretty much until almost June, and he said he got invites to each and every single race. And I think he also mentioned like over racing became one of those like big challenges. I think it happens a lot to South African athletes, because it's like, once you've tasted and you've arrived, whenever anybody calls you, you're like, yeah, I'm there, I'm there. I don't want to miss out on anything. Put me in,
Yeah. And we don't have a lot of mentors in South Africa, so we don't really know, which is the right way, what should you do. So it's more of a learning curve where you have to go through it, you have to experience it, learn from it, and then do better the next year. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we decided to start like BackChat, to have these type of conversations where you get to hear professional athletes tell you what challenges they've had, so that the younger generation, the up and coming kids, don't fall into the same trap or same, routine. Because I mean, where else would you learn? Where else? There's no other way. There's no other platform in South Africa. We've got athletes speaking their minds, they are sharing their passions, their journey, and so on. So yeah, that's valuable information. Absolutely,
Yeah, and I think it's very important for senior track and field athletes in South Africa to help and mentor the youth. I think that as South Africans, we can agree we have amazing talent when it comes to track and field. And we just need to help and inspire the youth to get to that next level when it comes to the senior level, because we lose a lot of our athletes from youth to senior. And I mean, at youth camps, we're always dominating. At youth Olympics, we're always dominating. But then that transition is where we're lacking, because that's where we need the senior athletes to plug in and to help the younger athletes to get to that stage.
Hey, that conversation right there is a BackChat topic on its own, because a lot is to be done. I don't think it's only the athletes talking out or helping the youngest. It's a lot of it's a structural, and it's a
100%.
It's a system that we need to put in place. I see your mom is in here as well. She said you started running and kicking in my tummy. So you've been running for a long time.
My whole life, clearly.
So welcome to your mom as well, Miss Conley. Welcome to you. Thanks for watching. Rachel runs, Jane Tipo, Sibanye, music, Cornell Fredericks. Thanks a lot. Oh, Av with the flesh. I was asking, please tell us about your 500 time trials.
I think Abu can tell us about my 500 time trials because I would run it with him. But I mean, it's so long ago. I think I would hit it under. I mean, I've seen Abu on here, I've seen some Kelo on here, so they can correct me. I can't remember back then, but I think I hated 500-meter time trials. Let me just put it out there. That was my worst training session ever. But anyway, I did it. I'm not sure what my time, base time was, but I'm sure it was under a minute. I'm sure. Must have been.
Must have been.
Must have been. Probably faster. I know my 300-meter fastest time was 32. Yeah,
I remember.
That was when I was in real shape, and I was so upset that I couldn't race Caster Semenya and Wendaniel when they ran the 300-meter at one of the events that was planned, and nobody told me there was a 300, and I was so sad. But anyway,
I remember, that year, right? We hosted a shootout. It's actually, I think there was a shootout, and yeah, we wanted to get you there. I think I was speaking to Tepo. Tepo was like, "Listen, Conley is in crazy 300-meter form."
Yeah.
And I think that's when I knew, like, that year already, I was like, listen, she's back, man. And most people were like, who's Alyssa? Exactly like you said, like, because you disappeared for like 4 years, and everybody's like, I'm like, you don't know her. She was junior champion, youth champion. Everybody's like, nah. I'm like, okay, you'll see. You'll see. You didn't disappoint me. Thanks for that, I put a lot on it.
It's my pleasure. I still hope, though, that I get to race Casta and win down a 300 one day. But I need to work very hard for that.
We've got a shootout. Next year, we'll have another shootout. So
let's wait for 2022, Tim. Let's wait for that.
Yeah, hey, you still need to go sort out some Olympic dreams. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
That's an amazing story in itself as well, Okay. Can you still hear me? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Here's another question. This question is coming from Sibanye Music. He's asking, what do you miss most of track and field?
Damn, that's a very hard question. I miss so much about track and field. I miss just pitching up on race days 2 hours before the time and mentally preparing myself for what I have to do. I miss just being amongst all the athletes, in the warm-up area, being focused. I've never seen athletes so focused like track and field. Like, it's crazy, and that vibe and that energy, everybody's just on another level. And people always say that track and field athletes are so arrogant, but we're not arrogant. We're just focused on what we have to achieve and what we have to do. So I miss that. I mean, I obviously miss crossing the line first. I miss national champs, getting to entertain the audience, and running with the relay teams. I miss absolutely everything about track and field. It will always be my first love and my passion. So yeah, miss it a lot.
Track and field, like
fires.
Yeah.
I think Poch Nationals when we had the fill up the stadium campaign. Oh, that was the best. Yeah, that was the best.
Fill up Poch was crazy. It was crazy. I remember we've got like when I look back at all the footage we took that day and the races and just the vibe. I mean, I think that was like it felt like track and field had like arrived. I think the only thing we needed then was just multi-million rand companies to just plug in some monies, and by now we'd be like taking over the world, but we'll get there, we're hopeful.
We will get there. I have no doubt we'll get there. Yeah.
That's why we keep pushing. That's why we keep trying, because at the end of the day, that's what we want for the next generation of athletes. Yeah. All right. I want to get to this one. This question here. I think if you were to think of one of the best lessons you learned from track and field and athletics, that you're able to apply even in your rugby and your life today, what would you say is that lesson?
Okay, so I'm going to share one of the best lessons I've learned, and then I'm going to share a lesson that I want to teach younger athletes. Okay. So one of the best lessons I learned is that perseverance is key. Sometimes you're going to really want something, and you're going to want to run up that fast time. You're going to want to hit that championships or win that championships, or you're going to want to go to that Olympics specifically, but sometimes it might not be the right time for you in your career. So keep on pushing on, keep on persevering. If it doesn't work out the first time, work harder. It will work out eventually. With hard work, you'll always achieve your dreams and your success. And then to the younger kids, and when I say younger kids, I mean primary school kids. You know, if there's parents listening, or if you know anybody that has kids in primary school, don't put so much pressure on them at such a young age. I think like allow the kids to grow, allow the kids to adjust and you know, fully grow within their body, and only start you know, really getting them to specialize later on. You know, beginning of high school, that's maybe a good time for them to specialize. But I see so many young kids at the age of like 6, 7, 8, and their parents are training them so hard, and I'm just like, relax. Just let the kid get into it naturally. You know what I mean? Don't burn them out right now. I think, yeah, that's what I'll tell younger kids.
Wow, good advice. Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, it sounds so good, you know, to hear it. But like when you're a bambino and your mindset is like also like, I want to be world champ at the age of 14. Like that's what you're thinking. You don't even want to wait for senior. You know, you want to write. You're gonna write. Everybody wants to write this extraordinary story, like 17-year-old wins Olympic title, and you end up. So like, it'll bring me to this question: like, how do you manage like expectations as a like professional athlete? What would you say is one of the best things to manage expectations? I mean, your coach has their own expectations. You have your own expectations. Family, friends, your president, everybody just wants. You know, we want to bring back 20 gold medals with 20 athletes. Everybody's got the whatever standards that they have. You know, how do you manage expectations as a professional? I think it's very important.
It's a very good question. I think it's something that we face every day, you know, as human beings, expectations, and it's something that can also kill dreams and kill your goals. I think the way to manage it is just to stay focused on your path. You know, you have your coach, you have your team, you have your support structure or your support team, and they know exactly where you are and at what point of your career you're at. So stay focused on your path. Don't let people put pressure on you. Enjoy it as well, because if you're not going to enjoy it, you're going to allow everybody to put pressure on you to win the race, bring back the gold medal, run under 11 seconds. It's never going to happen because you're so pressurized and you're so stressed that it just doesn't happen anyway. So stay focused on your path, stay focused on your plan with your team. I think that's one thing my coach Morten told me, is to stay focused on our plan. Because a lot of people are like, are you going to do this, Alyssa? You're going to do that? How are you going to get... I was like, geez, you know, so much questions all at once. And especially in 2016, there was a lot of media. Because obviously I had just come back and everybody was very surprised to see that I come back and I'm running well. So yeah, I just had to just remember that this is our plan. We're specializing in the 200. That is what we're going to stay focused on. A lot of people were very angry that I didn't run 100 or I didn't focus on 100 as well. So you just have to ignore them and focus on your plan. Trust the plan.
Trust the process, trust the plan. Absolutely. I totally agree, you know. And, you know, Morne is probably one of the best guys that could have, like, guided and helped you in that process, because, I mean, he went, I was chatting to him, you know, and he went through the pressure of being the first light-skinned human being to go under 10 seconds. So he knows about pressure and so on.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think if it wasn't for him, I would have rushed the process in 2015. I would have wanted to race sooner. I wouldn't have trained throughout 2015 and just focused on getting ready for Olympics, you know. I would have wanted everything to happen quicker. But he said to me, look, you just have to train for a year and then we will just start racing. And that's what I did. I mean, it's hard for an athlete just to train for a complete year and never race. I mean, you get tired of just training and training and training. And not being able to see what you're capable of. So a lot of patience, and I had to trust the plan, and in the end, it worked out perfectly.
Absolutely. Here's another question here. This is from Ronel Leopard. Sorry. Alyssa, at what age did you start athletics, please? Sure. So she wants to hear that one. I think that you mentioned it in the first one before we got cut off.
Yeah. My first provincial race, I think, was when I was 6 years old. I raced under 7.
Wow.
And then my first time I represented South Africa was when I was 12 years old. I went with Cornell Fredericks and those guys to Australia, and we raced
Wow.
at the Pacific School Championships in Australia. So that was my first international race. Yeah.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna get another question and then I'm gonna carry on to my questions. Um, Dirty Kutsia says, I was happy to watch her race in 2016, I think in Stellenbosch, and met her after the race. The 100 meter will always stay with me. It's one of the where were you when Alyssa Speedster ran? So humble person. That's a nice message coming from that. I think
Thank you
2016,
so much. Thank you.
that Stellenbosch, I mean, I think we were, you know, when I go through the videos, when we, every once in a while, Backtrack, we like do these videos where we play back memories. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
when you come over that line, I think there's that picture where you almost get down onto your knees and it's like, donkey here. It's like everything has.
It was exactly that. I mean, it was 4 years of complete struggle, you know, not
Yeah,
understanding
yeah.
why I could. I mean, I went from running. You can testify to this. I went from running really well. I would always race the seniors. I would make finals against the seniors. Sometimes I beat the seniors,
Yeah.
being a youth athlete and junior athlete. And then all of a sudden, I just couldn't race anymore. I wouldn't make finals at national champs, which is sometimes I wouldn't even go past the heats. So to me,
Yo,
it was like, what is going on? Like, this
what's
is not
going on?
normal. I'm not used to this. Yeah. And then obviously I stopped because it was just so much to deal with mentally and emotionally. You know, and then I had to find myself again, and it took a lot of soul searching. It took a lot of perseverance. It took a lot of questioning, hard training. So it was a long
Cheers.
4 years for me, a lot of tears. And my sister and my parents, obviously they were the ones that had to deal with all of this at once. And I think also in that video you see me just like looking over to them like, finally, like, you know, like, finally I can race again. It wasn't even like, oh my gosh, I won, I'm national champion. It was just like, after a long 4 years, finally I can race again. Yeah, and I'm back, and it's like my talent was taken away from me but then given back to me, type of thing, you know, if that makes sense.
Wow.
So it was a very special moment. Yeah.
That's powerful. Adrian Aldrich says my favorite video of Alyssa was the awkward interview with Reggie.
We should find that one.
Ah, my word. I'll post it sometime on our social media so that people can see it. That was funny.
Cool.
All right. I think Cornell also says it was Melbourne 2005. So yeah, that's a
Yeah,
long time ago.
a
Then you
very
were
long
still a
time.
youth athlete. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get close to wrapping it up. But I think this question is very important because it also like it allows a lot of people to get into like your mind a bit and to see what is your type of view. So what is your motivation? What motivates Alyssa to still have so many sporting dreams and goals? Hey, I can't finish this question. I have to ask another one after this one. But like, what is your motivation? What's your motivation?
My motivation, I guess, is always to be the best me. You know, if I put a goal ahead of me, or if I want to achieve something, I will do anything to get there. It doesn't matter how long it takes me. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years, 6 years, 5 years. If I say I'm going to achieve something, I'm going to work hard until I can achieve that. So once I set goals, I'm going to work to achieve those goals. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. And that's what keeps me motivated.
So what goes on in your mind? Like, okay, that's a very nice answer, but I mean, like, you wake
My
up in
mind
the
is messed
morning.
up. My mind is
Don't tell
messed
me
up, but
everything. Don't tell
yeah,
me everything.
I draw a lot of inspiration from, you know, inspiring younger girls to achieve
Okay.
their dreams and their goals.
Okay.
So like when I get messages from younger girls saying, Alyssa, you know, just your determination, your zeal and your zest, and the fact that you never give up motivates me and inspires me. That's what keeps me going, because I
All
know
right.
that they're watching me, and you know,
Come
and
on.
yeah, I know that they're watching me, and if I'm just gonna give up, what message am I giving them? You know, so it doesn't matter how many challenges you go through. It doesn't matter how many injuries you face. Just get up and try again.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, but after facing so many injuries and having to go to so many doctors and operations and all of that, why don't you just give up and move on with life? And that's not my
Mm,
purpose. You know, my purpose is
yeah.
not just to move on with life because there was a challenge or there was a speed bump or something happened that kept me from achieving it right then. My purpose is to get over that challenge and come out stronger and try again. And yeah, sometimes I even have to remind myself about that when I answer questions like this, so yeah, I think that's what goes on in my mind. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things happening. My mind's always busy. But yeah, I think that's the base of it. Like, I want to inspire younger girls out there. Doesn't matter where you're coming from, what you're facing, just do it. Make sure you do it. Yeah.
So I like that answer much better. I like that. I like it. I like it.
Pleasure.
Let's touch we're back. Can you
I
hear
think
me?
we're back now, yeah.
All right, super.
Yes, I can.
So Olympics 2016, fantastic year. Olympics, you go to the Olympics, SA champion in the 100 and 200. 2017, also another good year. I mean, there was more challenges, obviously, but times-wise, you were still able to put down some solid times. And then you transition into rugby. Obviously, there's more that happens in that period. So tell us about what made you transition into another sport.
I think, obviously 2017, we all know that there was the whole situation with the World Champs qualification, where, there was obviously standards set and focused on achieving those standards, and then new standards were set, and it was just a whole mix-up of it. I think mentally, coming from everything that I've just gone through and having to literally go through it again, it was a lot, but anyway, I went through it, and I thought I should have been at World Champs, and I thought I was running really well in 2017 as well.
Yeah.
We had a more solid plan, my coach and I. Like I said, I ran a lot of races in 2016, so we decided to be more focused in 2017, which we were, but with all the political issues and stuff, we ran short of time, and I was left at home. So obviously that's hard on an athlete, because you worked really hard and you have a very good plan and things are just going well for you, and then all of a sudden something that's out of your control just changes the ball game. So yeah, that was really hard that I had to deal with. I think it kind of just demotivated me a little bit again, but I came back in 2018. I tried to work hard again. And then I also think I just hit a little bit of a plateau in my track and field career, and I kind of just needed a bit of a break, or a change of scenery, if I can put it that way. Which I believe is okay for an athlete or a sports person. A lot of people are like, "Why are you giving up? You're just gonna hit your peak. You're only 29 years old. Just keep going. Just keep moving." But people don't always understand the background, what's happening behind the scenes, and I just needed. Yes, it's really not easy, and I think I just needed to also test myself in a different way, both mentally and physically, and also just develop new skills, learn about new skills. I've been in track and field, which is an individual sport, for over 21 years, and I've never played a team sport in my life, not even at a high school level, really. It was always either badminton doubles or athletics, running. The most I would do in a team is relay. So yeah, I just want to put myself out there and challenge myself in a different way.
All right, super. And what's the goal? Obviously, Olympics for sevens is your goal for that as well?
Yeah, I mean, Olympic sevens was the goal. The girls went out and played Africa champs, and they won. So they were supposed to automatically qualify for the Olympic Games. But then again, politics, there was miscommunication somewhere, and SASCOC said the girls can't go. And they eventually gave our position to Kenya, who came second. So that was another disappointment and another speed bump and challenge, because, I mean, according to the IOS, we were supposed to qualify immediately, the Olympic Federation, the IOC. So we were supposed to qualify immediately by winning Africa Champs, but yeah, it doesn't always go in your favor. So that would have been the goal. Yes, I wanted to be the first female in Africa to represent your country in 2 different sporting codes at Olympics. That was my main goal. But yeah.
That's amazing. You know what, Alyssa, I think with that, we're going to wrap it up now. I just want you to first say a message to everybody who is supporting you and who's got your back.
Yeah.
Sorry about the connection stuff. It's my fault.
It's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
in vendor, so like I'll take full blame. But at least I think the second time around it was a bit better. At least we got
Yeah,
you.
much
So
better. Much better.
your message through. What message do you have for South Africans and everybody who's watching and who supports you and who who's an AC Speedster fan till death?
Yeah, so thank you to all, the people who support me out there and, follow my track career and followed me in the transition to rugby as well. It means a lot to me. Obviously, your messages keep me going, keeps me motivated, keeps me waking up every morning, wanting to be better, wanting to work hard. There was a lot of supporters in track and field that was really disappointed and upset when I made the switch to rugby. But I'm sure you guys understand, and hopefully I can be back on track soon, and I can come back with some second fire, some second flames, and run some good times. Who knows? But yeah, just keep supporting track and field as a whole. Keep supporting the athletes. They're working really hard. They grind every day. They try their best to make it, and to get into that national squad and to become a professional athlete. So just keep supporting them. I think we definitely strive off the support of our country. So as long as you keep supporting us, we'll keep working hard, and I hope to be back on track soon.
Ooh. That's music. That's music to the ears. Ladies and gentlemen, Alyssa Conley, thanks for joining. And thanks for being like a role model of a professional female sports person. You take it. You wear it as a mantle on your shoulders, and through the thick and thin times of it, you keep pushing on. And yeah, if you wanna come back, we're happy. We're more than happy to see you back on the track. See you back home. So we'll keep
I'm a
supporting and
so who knows?
who knows. But yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. Keep shining. Keep aiming
Thank you.
for the top. You still have a lot of gas in your legs. You still have a lot of potential and talent in you. So keep pushing. And yeah, really appreciate it. And thanks for your time.
Thank you, Timber.
Ladies and
And I
gentlemen.
think wait, just a quick shout out to Backtrack. You guys are doing absolutely amazing work. I mean, I know you guys since you started, and since you started the whole Backtrack sports and BackChat, and you guys have grown tremendously. And I think you guys are just taking track and field in South Africa to another level. So I think from the athletes, from the ex-athletes, future athletes, current athletes, we really appreciate the work that you do, and yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing this thing.
Those words are like it's water to soil. It brings it keeps us alive. It keeps us motivated as well. And I mean, like we always say, it's by athletes for athletes. Without the athletes, we wouldn't be here. You guys make it such a pleasant journey. And yeah, thanks for supporting us. I appreciate the kind words. And yeah, we'll keep pushing on. We'll keep pushing on.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our chat with Alyssa Conley. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Alyssa, thank you for your time. Let's keep South African athletics alive. Let's keep pushing. It's not a time to hide now. It's time for us to come out, to step up, and continue to pour in our love and time in this sport. This is BackChat. I'm your host, Tim Madima. #Daruvenda. #Nda. #AC Speedster. Yes, sir.
There we go. Thank you, Timber. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.